Hello, it's Max from andreweats.net, and today we're going to be making the Philadelphia cheesesteak, a reasonably cheap and quick and easy meal that everyone can enjoy. To make a Philadelphia cheesesteak is 2 garlic cloves, 1 regular yellow bell pepper, half a regular onion, half a red onion, 3 teaspoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, and 1 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Most importantly, you will need a ribeye steak. You will also be needing 2 soft white baguettes, and a good tip is to freeze the steak for at least half an hour before, because then therefore when you slice it you get a lot more even, easier cuts. What we do is we add our butter into a bowl. Now we get our 1 clove of garlic. The other clove will be used for a different thing. Now we crush the garlic into the butter. Use a knife to just scrape the rest off. Get it all in there. Now what we're going to do is use a fork to combine the garlic and the butter. The garlic butter is going to act as a base of our bread, so therefore it's going to add the really garlicky, fresh flavours. And then that's going to also, the butter's really going to help crisp up the bread, so the bread's not too soft when we add the steak and cheese mixture. Now we have our ribeye steak. Because it's frozen, it's going to be a lot easier to cut. And make sure if there's any major large bits of fattiness around here to chop them off. Luckily ours didn't have that much fat on it, so we should be fine. A good tip would to always have a really sharp knife. A sharp knife is a safe knife, we like to say in the kitchen. Now the steak is chopped, let's move on to cutting the vegetables. Now what you want to do is dice the 2 onions. Nice. Now we're cooking up the pepper. Bro. Pepper's done. Is make sure your bread's cut not all the way, 3/4 the way. And we're going to butter each side. Just open it up with the lovely garlic butter that you've already made. We're just going to get a nice bit. Just remove that and have a nice spread. Delicious. Alright, now what we have to do is we have to turn the heat on the pan. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add these to the pan, which is already on, and the butter is really going to crisp it up and make that kind of like a garlicky, bready kind of vibe, kind of thing, and it's going to be delicious. Let's get this in the pan. There's one. Going to be nice and toasted. Look, you can already just feel the butter melting. So now the bread will be toasted on one side, and that's all you want, just on one side. So now we're going to remove the bread from the pan and put it on a cooking board. We'll be needing this for when our Philly cheese is done. Okay, so now what we're going to have to do is we're going to add all the vegetables that we've pre-sliced into a pan with about a tablespoon of oil. And also what I'm going to do now is just add a little pinch of salt, just to kind of get some of that flavour going. Also maybe a little pinch of pepper. Once you can tell by the colour, the onions have got a lot more kind of brown. You can just tell by the whole smell that it's done. So I'd say right now this is roughly done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to a pan, then we're going to add the steak in, then we're going to add them back later. Okay, so now we're going to add our steak, again with about a tablespoon of olive oil. Quickly add your steak to the pan. I'm going to increase the heat by up to about medium high. try and flatten out your steak a lot more. And then I'm going to hit it with salt and pepper. You want a lot of salt on steak. It really kind of increases the flavour. Now we're going to add our pepper. We're just doing really basic seasoning so we can really kind of know the flavour of the steak. Alright, now we can see a nice bit of brownage on our steak with still a nice bit of pink bit. So I'd say now it's time for us to add our vegetables. Alright, because it serves 2 people and we've got 2 baguettes, we're going to split it into roughly 2 portions. And then we get our pre-grated mozzarella cheese and we add it over the top of each section. Now we go on a bit of a lower heat and we cover it with a lid so that cheese starts melting. Basically, as we can see, the cheese is nicely melting and the steak's there. So what we're going to do now is we've got our bread right over there. Take this off the heat and we just kind of nicely transport that beautifulness.